Hey everybody, Vaughn here with the Vonster blog, and welcome to day, what day is it? I have it written down. 165 of a year of yoga. So I've been missing adding in some little belly dancey elements to our yoga sessions. So if you feel like it, you can join on with me, it's fine if you want. But we are going to just start with in mountain pose, but with pairing a little bit of movement in with our breath. So let's start in the center of our mat. Thank you for joining me here today. Again, by the way, hey, let me know how you're doing down in the comments. But grounding down through our feet, roll those shoulders up and back. Let's actually get a little bit of a bend to our knees. So we're not too far forward on our toes or too far back on our heels. We want to be really grounded and supported through the tripod of each feet. That's the ball of our big toe, the ball of our pinky toe, and our heels. And as we inhale and exhale, start slowly swaying, pushing our weight from one side to the other to the full extent to where as we shift over to the right, we can actually lift our left foot. And you can actually start lifting that foot every time if you want. We can start swaying, leading with our wrists, perhaps, bringing them up a little higher each time. Maybe bringing them up above shoulder height. And now we're swaying like we're running our fingertips across the ceiling. And we can start getting a little bit deeper into that hip stretch. Really just stretching that whole outside of the hip. And again, while we're here, there's no weight on this right foot as we're pushing out to the left. And as we come pushing to the right, we can actually lift our whole left foot off the ground. And you can start bringing it back down, maybe adding in, it's almost as though if you had a marker on each hip bone facing forward, and if we were like lasered, the marker laser, we can laser carve a figure 8 into the wall in front of us. So just pressing, and as we ground through our right foot, we'll scoop through the curve of that movement. Keeping our posture very energized, very proud, like chest kind of open, lifting our heart and sternum towards the sky. And you can undulate your arms and your hands, just however feels good. Now let's come with our arms up overhead, plugged into the sky without bunching our shoulders up by our ears, grounding down through our feet, and exhale down, pulsing at our knees and ankles. Once more. And now from here, as we come up, let's interlace our fingers, press our palms towards the sky, and come up onto our toes. And let's hold here for 4 breaths. It's okay if you need to come down out of it and then come back up. The whole point of balancing exercises is to challenge our balance. And the last trails of our last breath, go ahead and release your hands down to each side. I'm going to have my feet come a little bit wider, just at hip width. I was going to be like shoulder width, kind of the same. Inhale, arms up overhead, fingers in pew pew pose. And shifting to the right. But we're going to do it a little different today. So we've shifted to the right. Now we're going to come up as we inhale and exhale to the left. Inhaling for 4, exhale to the count of 8. Last one on this side. Inhale back up. Exhale, release our arms down to either side. So from here, let's go ahead and put our feet out nice and wide. We're going to be coming down into our goddess pose. I'm actually going to unroll my sleeves. It has been a wonderfully busy and productive day. Okay, I'm going to be specific this time. We got like 10 bracelets made, which might not sound a whole lot to y'all, but we did that in addition to getting about an hour and a half is probably what it'll be after all of the editing of lesson 1 of our wire wrapping master course. That's a free course that's going to be up on YouTube that I'm really excited about over on our main channel, but we got that recorded, and I think it might not be the best tutorial I've ever done, but it's certainly the most thorough. I'm really hoping, I'm very excited to be taking all of the work that we've done since 2016, as far as making like over 800 videos goes, and putting that into a structured program. So that's our big project for the main YouTube channel for 2022, at least the first half of 2022. So just that we did that, as well as homesteading stuff, as well as getting inventory made, as well as being here on our mats doing yoga. So thank you guys so much for being here. I know I already said that, but I'm so grateful that we're doing this, and that I'm doing this, and that y'all are here with me. So coming down into a goddess pose. Inhale, arms up, really reaching into the sky, and then almost like we're pulling it down over us, like really bringing that in to the back. Tucking that pelvis under, really opening, pulling our knees nice and wide over the line of our feet, using the outer thigh area. Engaging the whole trunk of our core. Inhale up. Exhale, pressing our hands down into a 5-pointed star. Inhaling, arms back up. Exhale, goddess pose. As I inhale, I come up just a little bit, and as I exhale, I want to come really nice and deep as I feel like I can go with strength and support. And then inhale, back up. Exhale, 5-pointed star. A full breath cycle here. Arms up overhead. Exhaling down. Last one. Ooh, my legs are shaking. And oh my goodness, up and exhale. I'm going to go ahead and bring my hands behind my back, interlacing my fingers so that I'm pressing my knuckles into my sacrum and just lifting my heart towards the sky, bringing my elbows back, feeling my heart pounding. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but we're activating our largest muscle groups there in that pose. My heartbeat after it's slowing down is still at 125 beats per minute. So like, it's not nothing, y'all. And while we have our knuckles pressed to our sacrum, let's go ahead and do some shoulder circles and then change the direction. There we go. I spend so much time sitting and like hunched over a desk and stuff. It's really nice to try to actively counterbalance that. There we go. So now I'm actually going to bring a block. I'm bringing 2 blocks to each side, actually. Let me grab my other ones. Whoo-wee, man, I'm panting, I'm out of breath. That's all right. We're here to be challenged. We're here to push the boundaries of our comfort zone, all that good stuff. So let's inhale. Exhale into a 5-pointed star. I'm going to turn my left foot so that it's parallel to the left edge of my mat. And I'm going to turn my right foot so that it's pointing at the right edge of my mat. And we'll inhale, reaching forward, making a lot of space there on the right side of our body. And exhale, hinging down, coming into an extended triangle pose. And have your blocks be at whatever setting, for lack of a better term. Right now I have it on its highest setting, like it's just on its high end, to bring the ground up to myself, to get as deep into this stretch, as much twist in my spine as what I feel like I can benefit from. One more breath here. And then as we exhale, I'm just coming around, positioning myself so that my spine is lined up over my right leg. I'm coming into this kind of pyramid pose, really getting into that hamstring. To get nice and deep, I'm actually going to bring my blocks, both of them, up to their highest. It feels so weird to say setting. I don't know what else to call it though. Yeah, well, hopefully y'all know what I mean. And I'm going to look forward, keep my spine nice and straight, and keep the focus of this stretch not in my lower back, where it could be if we were to really just relax over our front leg. I want it all in my hamstring. Find an ease of breath if there's any to be had. The most important time to keep breathing, well, as always, but it's important to keep breathing always. It's most important to breathe when it's not easy to breathe. In fact, when I'm faced with something difficult and challenging, I like to focus on breathing even more deeply, even more thoroughly. Maximum effort, maximum results, just with our breath. Can do so much to deep breathe into those difficult spaces. And from here, I'm going to bring my blocks back down to their long edge, bringing my left foot back and up into, we're in a runner's lunge here. And I'm going to lower that back knee, untuck my toes, and come up into a low crescent lunge. Wiggle those fingers. One more breath. And exhale, come on forward. And from here, I am going to shift over, rolling on my left foot until my left toe is pointed towards the sky, and we are in a wide-legged squat over one leg. There's got to be a nicer name for this. Skandasana, I think. Skandasana is the traditional yoga name for this. Please forgive my ignorance as I bumble through mispronouncing things that I'm trying to learn. And this is getting us a really nice deep stretch there on the inner groin of my left leg. On our next inhale, let's come up into a wide-legged forward fold. And on our next exhale, I want to lower over the left side, rotating our right toes up towards the sky. And you could have your hands on the ground. You could be using blocks for assistance to bring you into a little bit more of an upright posture here. That really deepens the stretch. That's okay though. It's good to know that we have options. And from here, let's rotate on around into, we're in our runner's lunge. Lower that back knee, untuck those right toes. Coming up into low crescent lunge. Really grounding through the top of our back foot, almost to the point that we could lift up just through the pressure on that back foot. That's going to take a lot of the weight off of our knee. Inhaling, I'm folding forward, bringing my hands to my blocks, and I'm going to come up on that back foot. And we are here in our pyramid pose. And again, I'm going to bring those blocks up to their tallest point, their tallest setting. And looking forward, really isolating the stretch into the hamstring. You can feel free to bend your knee to come in and out of it if you like. And from here, I'm rotating my right foot, my back foot, to be parallel with the back edge of the mat. And I'm going to transition my left hand to my front block. Steady myself and triangle pose. Extended triangle pose. One more breath here. And I'm going to bend that front knee and come back up into 5-pointed star. Really growing through our fingertips. Growing through the top of our head. Let's bring our feet back together. And from here, you can have your hands wherever you like. Let's just focus on, not focusing on anything. Breathing in for 4, holding for 1, exhaling for 8 counts. When you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe bring some awareness into your knees, into your hips. Inhale, reaching your arms overhead. Exhale, raining your fingertips back down. Feel free to continue your breathing exercises or to continue any postures and stretches that you feel like you could benefit from today. Thank you guys so much for joining me and hanging out and getting your yoga on. I will see y'all tomorrow. So until then, you guys, keep on keeping on. Mwah. Bye.